This is the plaintiff, Jane Neiman. She says she was driving with her 13-year-old in the car when two dogs ran in front of her truck and she hit both of them. The dogs were on the loose. One of them unfortunately died, and they caused extensive damage to her vehicle. For some reason, the defendant doesn't think he's at all responsible, and she's here today so the judge can tell him he is. She's suing for $700, the amount of her insurance deductible and rental car. This is the defendant, Douglas Sanford. He says the woman didn't even stop her car. She just ran over his poor dogs. He's a mechanic and knows the repair bill she's submitting is falsified and inflated. The woman's playing games and trying to milk him and take advantage of a very sad situation. He won't hear of it. He's accused of letting his dogs run loose. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $550, the value of his deceased dog.
Okay, Janie Neiman?
Yes.
All right, you're suing Douglas Sanford?
Yes, ma'am.
For $700, your insurance deductible and rental car expenses as a result of your car being damaged when you hit his dog.
Yes.
Okay, tell me what happened.
My son and I were driving home March 3rd, and I was going, it's a windy road, and I had a car behind me and a car coming the other way, and these dogs just ran right out in front of my truck. I could not stop. I had a car behind me, and I had a car coming the other way. And I'm not going to risk injuring myself or my son.
Okay, so what happened?
They went right under my
Where did they come from? Did you see
They
them?
came, there's like a guardrail. They came right out of the woods, basically. And it's like you can't see it. It's a blind spot where they came out of.
Okay.
And they just ran right in front of my truck, and I hit them, and I stopped, I pulled over, and about 10 other people did too.
Pulled over or hit him?
Pulled over.
Okay.
And they helped me, because I was...
Helped you to do what?
Two ladies removed the dogs from the road. They called animal control. They called the state police.
Okay.
And I went to check on my son, because he was in the truck.
He must have been pretty upset.
Yeah.
He was a wreck.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine you were a wreck.
Honestly, I was ready to vomit. I was just... It scared me. I've never had anything like that happen.
Do you have dogs?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens?
I pulled my truck over, like I said, and I went to check on him, and I looked and I saw antifreeze running out from underneath my truck.
Right.
All over the road. And it's like, I can't drive it. So a gentleman that lives right there offered me to pull my truck off the road and park it in his driveway.
Okay.
And then I called for a tow truck to come get my truck because I couldn't drive it. And I didn't live that much further.
Okay.
So
How'd you get home?
my fiance came
Okay.
and took him home.
Were the dogs alive or the dogs were not?
One was alive, the other one was dead.
Okay. Did anybody
One-
know? Did the dog have a collar?
They both had collars.
Okay.
The one lady that was there took the pug because it had a rabies tag on it, and that was it. And it had the vet's number, so she called the vet and took the pug up to the vet.
Okay. So it didn't have the owner's name and number. It had the vet's name and
Nothing.
number?
The
Okay.
rabies tag.
Okay. So,
She took the dog to the vet in her car.
okay. And I take it the vet called you?
Yes, ma'am.
How'd that work out? Tell me about that.
I actually drove by. I saw her truck being loaded on the flatbed. I was dropping off one of my sons at a skate park nearby.
Okay.
On the way back, I stopped at the pound because we'd been looking for the dogs.
When had the dogs gotten out?
2 days before.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did the dogs get out?
I have an autistic son who opened the sliding glass door, and we have a audible alarm, but there's nothing past that.
Okay.
But we live far back off the road, so unfortunately they ran. Falcor, the retriever, is on a radio fence, but when he's chasing the pug or anything else in the woods, he's
The shock didn't bother him?
Yeah, it goes right through it.
So they have been missing for how long?
They'd been missing for at least a couple of days at that point, which is
Okay.
the longest, we thought.
How many times have they gotten out like that? When you say it's the longest, how many
Falcor,
times?
probably 2 or 3 times before.
Both of them or just the
No,
big
just
one?
Falcor. The pug usually didn't.
Okay.
That's why we had installed the radio fence. This was the first time he had gotten through the radio fence. He had been on runs before, but he was snapping the runs. So he breaks the springs.
Okay.
So
So you stopped at the pound. They had
Yes,
no
ma'am.
word of your dogs, and then you come by and what?
on the way back, we had stopped again, and I had stopped alone. And she said, "I think we have Falcor." And I said, "Well, that's good. Where is he?" And she goes, "Well, unfortunately, he's in the back of the van." And I said, unfortunately, and that's when I started to put the pieces together. And, I figured out what had happened, and I said, all right, well, I'll come back later and get him. And she looked at me and she said, it's bad. She said, you should really just let us have him cremated. I said, I'll come back tomorrow and deal with it. The state police were right behind her. They gave me a ticket for letting the dog roam. She said it was the worst she'd ever seen. That was pretty much it. I have a picture of where it happened, and I'm just blown away that 2 dogs ran out into the road, and where it is, and you didn't see either one.
What do you expect her to do, though? The 2 dogs come running into the road. She doesn't expect them to come. She's got the right of way. The dogs don't. The dogs are loose, which they shouldn't be.
I understand that. I do. I fully understand that it's my responsibility that the dogs get free. I'm very sorry that you lost your dog. I'm very sorry the circumstances under it. It's a lot of stress and everything. But what do you expect a person who's going, what's the speed limit?
30.
Let's say she's going 30. You hit something at 30, you're going to pulverize it. You think she was speeding because of the way the dog was pulverized, but you hit a moving target at 30, and that's going to...
I don't know to say that she was speeding. And again, I understand it's my fault that the dogs are free. I just don't feel that I'm responsible for the entire deductible, plus a rental car, plus gas.
Should the plaintiff get money for the car?
I think she should, because the dogs ran out several times, so... the owner has a liability to keep his dogs in his property.
Fair enough. I get your point.
She feels bad, but she, deserves some money for her car.
What do you think?
She killed a dog. She didn't stop.
Didn't do it on purpose. No,
It doesn't matter. Where's her compassion? She just said she should have the compassion for the dog.
She does have compassion.
She probably has insurance. Fix the car on her own.
I don't know. I don't know. You lost the group here, going inside the courtroom.
What did she do that made it her fault?
Well, I shouldn't have to pay to reimburse for fuel for a rental car. I mean, she would have had to put fuel in her car had she not hit the dog.
That's a good point.
I mean, there's $200 of it right there.
I think that's $100 of it, right? $100 for gas for rental. The other $100 is for a rental car deposit. What is that? It's a deposit. You're going to get it back.
I did not get it back.
Why not?
I don't know.
Show me the proof of the deposit so I can see what it is.
Right down here, and I also have my bank statement showing.
I understand, but you got to be able to explain to me what that charge is, because your insurance, you have a $500 deductible, not a $600 deductible. So if your insurance covers, let me ask the question first. If your insurance covers everything but $500, then you should be out only $500. I don't understand why you would be out $600. Why didn't your insurance pay this? They paid the rental car. Why wouldn't they have paid this, or why didn't you get that $100 back?
I don't know.
Okay. I see the problem that you have is that you can't I'm curious as to why the insurance didn't pay it, but she has... It's her rights against the insurance company. It doesn't mean that you don't have to pay it. If she's out something, you have to pay it if it's your fault. And it is your fault because the dogs were out and they shouldn't be out.
But a deductible
doesn't matter, because you can't use as if a defense, hey, you have insurance and your insurance should have paid. The insurance could
not at all.
Will you let me finish my sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
If there's $3,000 in damage to the car, the insurance company is going to sue you for the $3,000 entirely, not for $500. So you're responsible for anything that goes, including what, as it turns out, I doubt the insurance, I don't know, have the insurance company sued you yet?
No, ma'am. Okay.
And they may not, because of the circumstances of this, they may just chalk it up. But they have a legal right to get reimbursed completely. So in other words, that $100, I'm just curious why your insurance didn't pay it and left her holding the bag. But that's not a defense for you on that $100. Okay, you would have had to put gas in your regular car, so why should he pay for your gas? I'm going to order him to pay the $500 that you're out of pocket on your insurance deductible, as well as the $100 that you are out as a result of having to rent the car that you did not get reimbursed. You understand that if for some reason your insurance company reimburses you, it would be insurance fraud for you to keep that $100.
Yes.
Okay. And as for your counterclaim against her for the value of the dog, you understand, of course, that if the accident's not her fault, there's a car behind her, a kid next to her, and she doesn't have time to stop because these dogs come out of nowhere, why would she then, I'm sure she feels bad, I'm sorry that this happened, but that doesn't place fault on her shoulders over this accident. So on your counterclaim 0, on her claim against you, $600. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, it's a tough set of circumstances here in this case, and the defendant here has to go kind of relive the whole thing there in the courtroom. What was this like for you?
Well, it was tough going back over it again, and like I said, it is my fault that the dogs got free. I just, it would have been nice to have received something other than a court summons. Like, hey, I'm sorry I hit your dog, but there are financial responsibilities or something other than, hey, I hit your dog, now I'm going to sue you.
You said there was never an apology?
Nothing. Not a phone call, not an apology, not Anything, nothing at
If
all.
she had handled it differently, is it possible we wouldn't be here today?
Of course, all day long. All day. I would never have dragged it to this point. Just to hear, hey, I'm sorry it happened, but it happened. I understand it's my fault the dog got free. She easily could have found out where I live.
All right,
This
I
didn't have to
understand.
go this far.
All right, right down there. All right, come on in here. All right, so this case is over. You're rolling your eyes as you come out of the courtroom. How come?
I feel bad. And I heard what he said. I did try to find out where he lived. I could not. I
Well,
found
he can
out.
probably hear your voice from where he's standing right now. Is there anything you want to say?
I am sorry I hit the dog. I love dogs. I have one of my own. And I do feel bad. But it happened and I can't change it. Wish I could, but I can't.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, so here's the thing. You got to look at this as a negligence case, not a compassion case. And the bottom line here is, if the plaintiff had an opportunity to see the dogs and could have stopped and could have avoided them, then clearly she would have responsibility here. She did not have that. She was not negligent, and she gets money for the car.